I'm going to be talking about engaging with PeeringDB. I'm PeeringDB's product manager. I'm going to take you through a typical process, talk about sometimes where things get a little bit more complicated when people want something from us. And then I have some questions for you about something that we're considering as we get to the end. So this is our happy path. Someone basically wants something, they ask us for it, we design it, we vote on it, and it gets done. And the issue 1973 that Stefan was talking about is exactly that kind of thing. James sat down with me at RIPE. We talked about it, put it in there. All the volunteer product committee members voted on it very quickly, and that will be implemented in our August release. So, you know, that was an example of when things go really well. Obviously, the product committee is thinking about things. They want to make sure, you know, it's going to work. Sometimes we'll go and do a design, and then the design raises issues that need to be thought about, and that can be the place that issues go to die, because it's a nice idea, but when you go and look at it in reality, you can never get consensus on the trade-offs. There are other things that the committee thinks about. So, you know, does it actually need to be in PeeringDB, or should it be somewhere else? If it does need to be in PeeringDB, does it need to be in the API, or, you know, could it be in the notes field? And when they go and think about adding something into PeeringDB, are people actually going to use it and use it to make interconnection decisions? Or is it a nice to have? Is it essentially, you know, some kind of badge? And they're great, but maybe putting them in PeeringDB puts some maintenance into a very tiny non-profit organization where, you know, the API is used by lots of people and we have to maintain it for years. Getting rid of something is a challenge. So we try to engage with our community because, you know, we're a community organization. Although when I say community, almost half of the ASs that you'll see on the internet have a PeeringDB page. So it's growing. We will be attending a bit more than 40 events like this over the year. There'll be someone from PeeringDB, whether they're giving a presentation or not, they're there and they want to chat with you about PeeringDB. Social media scales a little bit better in some ways and less well in others. It's a way for us to tell you what's going on, and you can reply to us, of course, but it's obviously not where you're going to get any deep conversation. We have some mailing lists which you can subscribe to and have discussions on. They are very low traffic, and you're welcome to sign up and have a conversation, and then if you're done, you can obviously unsubscribe. We don't want to bombard you with mails that you don't want. And of course, there's the GitHub route, which is what we did with James for that 1973 issue. We create the issue on GitHub, and there you go. So the question that I want to ask you is about skills for AI agents. And let me tell you where this came from. As the product manager, I obviously go and speak with people who use PeeringDB, people from very large organizations and independent consultants who use PeeringDB, different scales. And I've spoken to several people over the last few weeks who said, oh yes, I've been using AI to query PeeringDB and put together reports and things like that. And that's sort of great. I've heard from people some success stories and some people who are very irritated at developing whatever they wanted to get out of PeeringDB through the AI. So we're thinking maybe what we should do is we should develop a reference AI skill that you can then go and use. And if we did that, we could make it so that it's easy to configure. It could install PeeringDB PY for you if you wanted to run it locally. We could make sure that the API queries are efficient if you're running it not locally. If you want to query, for instance, for all the AS numbers attached to a particular IXP, we prefer you to send a single query rather than iteratively do query after query after query. And if we could go and have an AI skill that used the API efficiently, we would love that. But you might say to us, actually, we don't care. And what we want is, we like the ASN comparison feature you have on the website. Just go and make that much more fully featured, and we don't want any of this AI rubbish. Or you might say, actually, just do an MCP server. And so I've got these questions that are here, but these are just really to kick off a conversation. And I would like to hear from you. Do you think this is a path we should be going down? If we are going down this path, should we do it instead of doing stuff with the website, or as well as? What do you think?
Arturo Servín from Google. I think that you know my answer is yes, please do that. I will think that don't only do the MCP server, also do the skills, because the MCP server, it will be like the easy way to access the API without the complexities of the API for agents. But also, as you said, if you develop the skill according to the MCP server, according to your API that you know very well how to do it and how to optimize it, I think it will be better than just doing the MCP and everybody will do the skills, because we will start doing probably incorrectly and jamming the server with a request and request, because the agents, they will go and do that. And I think it will be very useful. For example, you mentioned the feature about the comparison of ASNs to see if they appear in the same location. I think it's a great feature for the web UI, and I use it a lot. But the other day, we have a problem in one location, and then we need to ask peers if they could peer in another one. And it was around 50 peers that I have to review manually, with the web interface. I was not going to do that. So basically, what I did is to use the skills that I developed to query PeeringDB with an agent. And I wouldn't say that in 5 minutes, because it took me half an hour to do it. But instead of spending the whole morning or probably the whole day doing manually checking if that ISP appears with the same location as Google in other locations, I just asked the agent. And the agent did it in 5 minutes after I developed it, so totally time 30, 35 minutes. And then I could even made a report in a Google Docs for my manager and for other of my teammates. So I think this is gonna enhance us as a network engineers to use more the PeeringDB. And as I said, don't only do the MCP, also do the skills, because also you will know what is the best way to do it and how to make it optimal, so we don't abuse the API, because agents, they will do it. We don't, the agents will do, but they will do it. So yeah, please do it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Useful feedback. Anyone else? Or if you prefer, I will be here all day, available in the coffee break.
Excellent. Thanks, Leah. That was good. I think we shall go to the coffee break straight away and come back at 11:45. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Oh, I should...